There's a benchmark going around where one coding model jumped from a 6.7% pass rate to 68.3%. Same model, same weights, same prompt, nobody retrained anything. The only thing that changed was the tool it was running inside. That tool is called OhMyPy, and after seeing that number, I had to install it and figure out what's actually going on in there. So in this video, I'm going to set it up from zero, connect a provider, do some real work with it, and explain what makes it different as we go. Quick context before we start. OhMyPy, or OMP, is a terminal coding agent. It started as a fork of Py, a deliberately tiny agent made by Mario Zechner. Py's whole philosophy was minimal everything. The fork, made by a developer named Can Boluk, keeps that core and stacks a full workflow on top of it. It's MIT licensed and completely free. Okay, install. If you're on macOS or Linux, there's a one-line install script. You run curl-fssl, then omp.sh/install, and pipe that into sh. Homebrew works too. On Windows, there's a PowerShell script from the same site, and it runs natively there. No WSL, no compatibility layer. If you prefer package managers, the recommended path is Bun. You need Bun version 1.3, 14 or later. That's the whole prerequisite list. Once it's in, the command is just OMP, 3 letters. First tip, run OMP completions for your shell and drop it in your shell config. The completions are generated from the live command metadata, so when the CLI changes, they change with it. Now here's something that surprised me on first launch. I have Claude Code, Cursor, and Copilot configs sitting in this repo from months of other videos. OMP, read all of them. It picks up rules, skills, and MCP server definitions from .claude, .cursor, .windsurf, .cline, .codex, .gemini, and Copilot folders in their original formats. 8 formats total. I didn't convert a single file. Whatever your team already wrote for other tools keeps working here, which removes basically the entire switching cost. Next, models. You type /login and pick a provider, and this list is long, over 40 providers, hundreds of models. The part that matters for your wallet is the coding plan support. I signed in with my existing Claude subscription through OAuth, so OMP bills against the plan I already pay for instead of per token API pricing. Same option exists for OpenAI Codex, GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Kimi, Minimax, GLM, Quinn, and Xiaomi Mimo. Local works too. Ultima, LM Studio, Llama.cpp, and VLLM all connect without any key. But the clever bit is the role system. You're not picking one model. You assign a default model for normal work, a cheap model to a role called Smol that handles sub-agent fanout, a heavy reasoning model to a role called Slow, and a separate model for plan mode. I put Opus on Slow, Sonnet on default, and a cheap, fast model on Smol. Control-P cycles them / model swaps mid-session. You can even stack multiple API keys for one provider, and OMP rotates through them with backoff. And if a provider starts throwing 429 errors, a fallback chain hands the rest of the turn to your backup model automatically. All right, let's actually build something. I told OMP to make me a browser game, a single HTML file version of Snake, but with a twist. The Snake speeds up every 5 apples, and there's a local high scoreboard. No framework, just Canvas and vanilla JavaScript in one file. I sent the prompt, and instead of staring at the output, I watched the tool calls, because that's where this thing gets interesting. First observation. When it needed to check existing files in my folder, it didn't dump full contents into context. It pulls structural summaries and targeted snippets through a tree-sitter-powered summarizer, so the context stays small even in bigger projects. Second observation, every search came back instantly, and that's because no separate ripgrep process ever gets launched. This is the under-the-hood story. Beneath the TypeScript layer sits a Rust core of roughly 55,000 lines, and instead of shelling out to external binaries like every other agent does, the real implementations are compiled straight into the process. Ripgrep in process, file walking in process. Even Bash itself, a vendored shell called Brush, lives inside the binary with sessions that persist between calls. Every tool call other agents pay a fork and exec round trip for, OMP does as a plain function call. That's also why it runs natively on Windows, since nothing depends on Unix binaries existing on your machine. The first version of the game worked, but the snake moved way too fast and the collision detection let me phase through my own tail, so I started firing off small change requests. Slow down the base speed, fix the tail collision, make the apples pulse a little, add a game over screen with a restart key. This is exactly the situation where agents usually fall apart. Lots of small edits to one growing file. And here, every single edit landed on the first try. The system behind that is called Hashline, and it connects back to the benchmark from the intro. Normally, an agent edits code by sending the exact old text and the exact new text, retyping every character it wants to touch. One wrong space, and the edit fails. The model retries, and you burn tokens on the loop. In OMP, each line carries a content hash, and the model just references the anchor and states the replacement. No retyping, no whitespace fights. If the file changed underneath the model, the hashes stop matching, and the patch gets rejected before anything is corrupted. That format change is what took Grok CodeFast from 6.7 to 68.3%, doubled Minimax's pass rate, and cut Grok 4Fast's output tokens by 61%. They ran 16 models on 180 tasks, 3 runs each. Weak models suddenly become usable, which quietly changes the economics of which subscription you even need. After maybe 10 minutes of back and forth, I had a genuinely playable snake game in a single HTML file, and not one failed edit the whole time. With the CLI built, I tested the refactor story. I asked it to rename the core parselinks function, which gets imported in 5 places including a barrel file. A plain agent would grep and replace and probably miss the re-export. OMP routed it through the language server, the same rename protocol your IDE uses, so every import, alias, and re-export updated as one atomic workspace operation. It has 14 language server operations wired in, covering diagnostics, references, and symbols, so the agent sees your code the way an editor does, instead of as flat text. Then I got mean with it. I planted a deadlock, 2 async functions waiting on each other, and just told OMP the tool freezes sometimes. This is where the debugger support comes in, and I don't know another terminal agent doing this. It has 28 debug adapter protocol operations. It attached a live debugger to the hung process, paused it, walked the stack, read the actual variables in memory, and identified both sides of the deadlock. For Go, it uses delve. For Python, it's debugep. For native code, it drives LLDB. No print statements, no guessing from source. It inspected the running program, and the fix came out of evidence. A few more things I found digging through the docs that deserve mention. There's a feature called time-traveling stream rules, where your custom rules cost 0 context until the model actually violates 1, at which point OMP kills the stream mid-token, injects the rule, and resumes from that exact spot. There's an advisor mode, where a second model on its own context reads every turn and drops inline notes when the main agent rushes past something, up to hard blocking a change. /review spawns reviewer sub-agents that rank every finding P0 through P3 and end with a clear verdict on whether the change ships. /collab puts your live session behind a link and a QR code so a teammate can join from their terminal or just watch read-only from a browser, with frames encrypted client-side. And there's a memory layer called hindsight, where the agent saves facts about your repo as it works and loads a compressed mental model of the project at the start of your next session, scoped per project. Merge conflicts even become addressable, so the agent writes at theirs or at ours to a conflict URL and the file resolves. For balance, the criticism I found on Hacker News is basically one thing: option overload. Some users said the amount of settings overwhelmed them, and a few just drive it through Z via ACP and skip the terminal UI entirely, which OMP also supports. Having spent a few days in it, I'd say the defaults carry you fine on day 1, and you grow into the config when you hit a reason to. So where does it land for me? The Rust internals and Hashline make it noticeably faster and cheaper than what I'm used to. The debugger and language server support close the gap between a terminal agent and an actual IDE. And the subscription reuse means trying it costs nothing if you already pay for any major coding plan. The repo is at github.com/can13057/o-my-pi. docs@omp.sh. If you test it, tell me in the comments which model you paired it with, because I'm how the cheap models hold up for other people. A like on the video tells me to make more breakdowns like this, and subscribe if you want them when they land. See you in the next one.